Kai is being used to glamorize prison just like the rappers are. Rappers are used to influence the urban youth in hopes of either getting rid of them or putting them in a prison where the elite profit off their imprisonment. Prison
That's
is a
crazy.
massive business that makes trillions of dollars a year, and just like every other business, it has men that profits from it. These same men are the ones giving these kids hundreds of millions of dollars because they'll make it all back at the end. Kai
Dang.
knew when he signed that deal that he was selling his soul, and he admitted this himself.
What?
If you know what I'm going for, you know what I'm going for. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? I'm about to sign that deal. I want to sign the deal. Sell my soul. Sell my soul.
That's
Sell
crazy.
my soul.
He knew that by signing these big deals with these corporations, he would become property to these corporations, a puppet that they can use. This is exactly what Kai revealed by admitting he was going to sell his soul by signing the deal. During this prison stream, Kai is making prison look fun and enjoyable,
Yeah, I
like
noticed
it's just a
that.
giant hangout for the boys,
Now
when
look
in
at this.
reality, it's an eater of life
Christian
and
Rock.
opportunities. Why is this what Kai Cenat is using his massive influence to promote? Knowing that where he comes from, many people end up in prison, throwing away their lives over a decision they were influenced to make by the rappers they grew up listening to. Kai knows the urban community youth is targeted. He is not dumb.
Yeah, their
Instead of
people
using
tell
his
them to
massive
push a
platform to
certain
bring
agenda.
change and
That's what he's trying to
positively
talk about.
influence his
The
audience, he
managers, yep.
sells out to the elite and is being
So
used to
they're
push
pushing
the
a prison
prison
agenda.
agenda. This is the disturbing truth of our world.
Yeah.
People are selling out, becoming puppets just for money and fame. Now, for those that are going to say Kai is doing nothing bad and it's all comedy, you need to wake up.
Yeah.
Influence is why companies sign these people to begin with. They
Right.
know they have a lot of influence. They
The bigger
literally
the
call them
influence, the more they want to
influencers
use you.
because
Yep.
they
That's what he's
influence the
trying to say.
masses. Kai is doing what he's to do, promoting incarceration to the youth, making it all seem like a giant joke. And for the rest of the people who are going to say what
Crazy.
Kai is doing is not bad, as their shows like 60 Days In, it is not the same, and you guys are wrong. Number one, both of these shows are bad, and just because one person is doing something incorrect doesn't mean another one should do it as well.
Right.
Plus, 60 Days In at least paints some reality of prison. They're not popular influencers with massive influence over the youth, acting like prison is funny and a place to hang out with the guys. They're actually showing some reality of the dangers that happen within prison.
These guys
It's
look
two
way scarier
completely
on the
different
60
situations.
days in
So
than
many kids are already
these
influenced by
influencers.
drill rappers to throw their lives away in the streets. Now, they have influencers making prison seem like a fun old time. You think this is a coincidence? This is a well constructed plan to continue to mentally and spiritually control the urban youth. We need to wake up and stop supporting the things that are created to destroy us. Don't let the
Amen.
nature of it being a joke to
Yeah.
fool you. The reason they want Kai Cenat to stream this is because they know what influence it'll have over the
What makes it a
children.
joke is the
Yeah, you know,
females with the
actually, he
dudes. That's what
wasn't the
makes it
first
a joke.
influencer to do this
That's
whole
supposed to be a
in jail
comedy.
thing. Mr. Beast has done this quite a few times, and he has a much younger audience. And I feel like they use this opportunity to make jail seem like it's playtime, especially in this
Yeah,
Kaizen
that's
at
what
live
makes us
stream.
bad.
They're walking
And
into
if they
prison
actually
with
go
a
to
group
jail,
of
they're
their
gonna start
friends,
making a whole bunch of memes
chilling,
about this.
having a good time.
Like
They're not
imagine if
really
one of
showing
these
their
guys really go
audience
to
the
jail
real
so,
reality
after them
of
trying to
life in
push it.
prison. Something else I realized is that in
Yeah,
one of the episodes, they invite Krishan Rock, and at some point she starts saying some prayers, and yeah, that sounds really nice
everyone
and
knows
all.
this is a
But
joke.
my problem with this is, just a few months back, she had somebody attack
Yeah,
her
all the
wicked for
females.
doing the same thing on the Batty East show. Obviously, we can see these things are being done just for the camera, but I feel like this makes her very hypocritical. I don't want people to see Krishan on Kai's stream and be
Yeah,
confused and think that she's supporting Christ. The fact that she got mad when Wo Vicky was doing this and then she goes and she does it, just it really shows her true colors and reveals that she's really
yeah,
not
they're trying to
Christian.
let people know
I feel
like
like
this is
this
what
is
the
just a
industry's trying to do.
selfish
They're trying to push
situation. I think it's
agenda they
just
always
to
do
influence the
to
youth.
get more
But with
clout. So
that
Kai
said,
Cenat,
prison
his
is set
manager
up
wanted
for
him to
still
be
years of
part
so
of the
much
show called
violence.
7 Days In. So he
Wouldn't
brings
it
all
be
these
better
rappers
to
and
be out in the real
other
world
people that
and
are
everything
influenced
successful with their
by it.
lives,
So
because they chose to
by
be out in the
acting like
world?
they're in prison.
That's
But
the
what makes it a
difference.
joke is that they got the
Prison
females and all that
is proven that they're
in
being
it too. So
influenced
it's
on
like
social media.
anyone that's pretty much
But
an influence,
Yeah,
they
that's a great
invited
point,
them to the
especially
party.
when you
Yeah, even
mentioned
though
the
it's fake,
Krishan Rock situation.
fake
So
jail and
many
all
people
that.
probably saw that in the stream and felt happy
It
and
makes
felt
you
that
think like
love
this is
for
the
all
industry
these
that
influencers
they're.
taking
This
part
is
in
the
this.
future of
However,
the
that
hip hop industry.
situation
They're trying
has
to
to
get
go back
everyone
home
on
into like a
reality
step by
now,
step.
like a
Yeah, this is
joke.
not
Everything's
someone
like a
that
joke now.
is truly serving
Instead
God.
of having
Like
hip hop and being hip
Kai
hop, it's not
Cenat
even
and
that
Batty
anymore.
East, she showed the
Because
true
they know the
colors of the
influencers have a
industry.
lot of
It's
power,
very
a lot
common
of
that the
fame.
industry loves using these influencers and celebrities to push their specific agenda. And they'll create narratives and create images for these artists or influencers, like we see
See,
with
even
many
Nicki
rappers
Minaj
now.
guys, they were. She was confused. He asked. Nicki Minaj said something about like what they're going to prison, and then he obviously had a straight face. Was all like, oh yeah, I'm about to go to prison, Nikki. And he started eating all that, chomping on the food. But we all knew that was a joke because he said, I'm going to do a 7 days in prison thing. So these YouTubers have all this power and stuff, and but also is evil as well because the people behind the scenes are the ones that are telling them to push agendas like becoming fake or becoming gangster. It's like everything's an agenda. So that's pretty much what the industry is because it's pretty much like acting. Everything is like a joke. Getting all these people in their music videos, making it seem like they're gangster when they're not. Like this guy right here, his name is Lil Mabu. You know, everyone knows that his rise was very weird to me. And obviously, he's just doing this to help out his dad's business. That's what they were saying in the last video I watched. But shout out to Curtis King TV. He talked about Lil Mabu, and this is truth is he talks about everything,
They
the
help
industry,
create
all
the
that stuff.
rappers like K Flock and D-Thing, promoting this life of
You
destruction
see what I
that
mean?
these
Yeah.
kids didn't know was
Doing the
just a
same thing,
facade.
drill
So
rap.
eventually, they grew up and actually participated in this stuff and ended up in prison. But before they got in
It's
prison,
false, yeah.
they were
They're
making
pushing
music about
false
destroying each other, turning
stuff,
around
yeah.
when somebody was hurt
Acting
or not
gangster when
here
they're not.
anymore, and then mocking them,
Similar
spreading
to
it
the Little
all
Rye
over every
situation.
type
He
of
was
social
acting all
media.
tough and all that.
We saw what
And
it ended
NBA
up.
Youngboy's
Just
crew came
listen
out
to
of
the
nowhere
rappers
and
who were not
pretty
here
much
living that life, just
snatched all his
pushing that
stuff. And all he
destruction
had
for
was
other
his
people
chain
to
from
watch.
Gucci Man.
You know, this is a
So it just
famous
shows
hip
you that
hop
he's
company
another
that
example, Lil
I've
Rye.
spoken about in the past,
Yeah.
and even
Look
Crazy
at this.
Bone has spoken about it as well. They said that years ago, a secret meeting happened in hip hop where the elite met with some of the biggest hip hop executives, and this is before hip hop was about to
That's
go through its
insane.
transformation and blow up and be what it became today. And
Wow.
supposedly
So they had a
during this
meeting.
meeting,
Oh, interesting.
these elitists that were there were actually investors in a private prison system, and allegedly they
Damn.
invested into the music industry and paid these executives heavily and gave them a lot of budgets to be able to sign
That's
gangster
crazy.
rappers and gave these executives a reason to sign these gangster rappers because they promised them more money
Gangster.
and told them that these were the only rappers they wanted to push. The reason allegedly that they did this was so that these rappers that are signed
Now
can
it's
then
like
promote
the genre for everything now.
gangsterism and street
Hood
culture
rap
and create the street
music, then
culture
they
that we
got
have
the
now
gangster
that would
rap
lead
music,
to many people being
their own
incarcerated.
categories.
This meeting was never confirmed, and this is the reason why I call it an urban
Scary
hip hop
meeting. Wow,
story as
this was
well. It
2012.
still
That's
seems
crazy.
like it's what really happened, if you ask me. Just look at the music industry.
Yeah.
In hip hop, they promote destruction and they glamorize it. They make it seem like
That's
it's
why I have a
fun,
problem with hip
just
hop. They're
like you see
promoting
Kaicenat promoting the prison
destruction.
system.
And back in the
Kaicenat is
day,
there
hip hop was
showing
supposed to be
himself
like
in
kid
prison,
friendly.
having a
Yeah.
good time,
Now it's just
reenacting
destructive
scenes
and
in
nasty. They got
movies,
their own
trying to
categories
make it
for
a
everything.
blast. When the kids see this, they think that it's fun. They think that it's a good old
They need
time.
to
They
just
can't
bring
remember
Bruno
when they
Mars
were young.
and
They
get
know
that
what's
genre
wrong.
back
How
over
many
here.
things have you not done when you
24
were young
karat magic
that you now think are really dumb as an
type of
adult?
music.
That's what you need to understand. These kids look at these influencers,
Yeah,
look at
this is
these
crazy.
rappers, and they want to be just like them. So when they see things like this, they don't think as prison as this bad thing no more. They start to relate prison as a joke because this is the experience that they're seeing from Kai Cenat.
Yeah,
And
this
yes,
is
the kids
crazy.
know it's fake, but they think that Kai Cenat is reenacting what really happens in prison. This is what they believe they're seeing.
But
So
this
this
is
is
gonna
what's
be
going to
very a
influence
joke,
them.
like what I was saying.
Just think to
If one of
yourself,
them
why
actually
else
really
would
goes to
these
prison, that's
streaming
gonna be
companies
horrible.
give
Because they're gonna be like, oh
hundreds of
wow, we were
millions
doing
of
a whole
dollars to these
acting
fake
thing,
streamers if they
yeah,
did not
acting like
have
we're in
that kind of
prison. Then if
influence?
they go to prison,
They
it's gonna be
know
like
the
a
influence they
karma
have.
thing. Because
They
it's
know
like
they
you
can
guys
use
joking
them to
around trying
promote
to
whatever they
make it
desire,
fun
to
when it's not
manipulate the
supposed to be
audience to
fun.
be
Man.
whatever they desire, you know?
Yeah, and you want to know something
Fake
crazy?
cops,
Two
fake
of
this,
the
fake that.
largest shareholders in both media and prison is Vanguard and BlackRock. And we
Uh,
already know that BlackRock has a big hand in everything. All of the food companies fall under
wow,
BlackRock.
that's
And if you
insane.
take a look at all the food, the majority of
Dang.
it is not good for us.
So
If you
BlackRock
look at
owns
all
all
of the
that
cleaning
stuff.
products,
Ford,
shareholders of
Amazon,
BlackRock,
Walmart,
not all of these
PayPal. That's
cleaning products
crazy.
are safe for us. So it just goes to show us that they don't care about us and they're going to go all the way around and do whatever they can do to cause destruction for us. Make it seem like it's all fun, but when in reality, they're imprisoning us. They're
Yeah.
keeping us in a trap.
And they
We're
say
stuck
that
on the same
they mess with
hamster
our
wheel doing
food.
the
That's all
same
part
thing
of
repeatedly for them.
their
You know,
ties.
it's a great
They're
point that
supposed to
you
mess with the
mentioned
food, all that
Vanguard
stuff.
and BlackRock because
The
you're right.
high
These are
elite,
two
should
of
I
the
say?
biggest investment companies that
And that's the
they
next
have
step. They're
their
gonna mess
hands
with
in
our
just
food.
about
Everyone
everything,
knows
and
that.
they
They've
also
been
are
messing with our
investing
food.
heavily in the music industry.
Mhm.
And I wouldn't be surprised if they're behind these companies as well, because these streaming sites came out of nowhere, and it's not cheap to run a streaming site. It's not
Right.
cheap to start one either. They had big investors, and I
Yeah.
wouldn't be surprised that one of those big investors are Vanguard, the
Yeah.
same people that have their hands in the music industry and
That's
did say it
wild.
was being spread through there. It's all an agenda, and they're using the most influential people to play this out.
Wouldn't be
This is
surprised if
how
this
you
guy
get it
drops an
done.
album or
These
something. You know
rich
what I
men,
mean?
they
Because
don't
that's what
have
they
any
do. They try to
influence.
test him
They
out.
have
Do
power,
you know
they
how to
have
sing,
control,
man?
and they have money. They have to buy the influence with that money. They have to go to people that are influential,
But you
people
know
that
he get
people want
paid
to
to
beat on,
talk about
and give
pretty
them the
much
money.
anything.
And now they have the control over them. This is what's been going on for centuries, and it's not going to stop anytime now. What we need to do is wake up, and we cannot be supporting things like this. We cannot get behind things like this and go
Amen.
watch it and validate it, because it allows them to continue it. It allows them to keep on spreading content like this because they don't feel pressure to stop. That's what we need to do. We need to tell
Yeah,
these creators,
this is
this
wild.
is going too far. You're influencing the youth to do something wrong. Stop it. This is when we put our foot down and let them know we will not be influenced to
Even the
participate
people I
in
work with
this
were
trap that
confused
we
why
have
he's
made
doing
for
all
us.
this. You know what I mean?
Well,
That's how you know.
that's it for this video. I
Like, oh,
appreciate
aren't you
each and
supposed to
every
be at
one
the
of you.
house
I want
streaming?
to
But
thank
it's
you
like,
guys for
no.
stopping by, and I'll
Yeah.
see you guys in the next one.
Goodbye, everybody. I hope you guys have a great day.
Yeah, guys, I learned a lot from this video, man. Truth is on point. He does a lot of research. I think that's why he most likely takes his time on those videos because he looks at the what's going on. Then he looks at who runs the company, which is smart. So he pretty much does a lot of research. And I've been following this guy for a while. He always talks about the biggest things that go on YouTube, and he has a whole team obviously behind him. But I'm glad he doesn't show his face because people that expose can't show their face because they know eventually gonna try to catch up with him. But yeah, guys, there's a lot to think about with this agenda that the what's called industry pushes. You know, they like to push the prison agenda. They like to push any agenda. You know, even if it comes to like your sexual orientation, like they like to push something that's hot. So say if we're like, say if I'm on like an article and they're like, oh, this guy's an upcoming artist and he's doing this genre that's working. You know, everyone else gonna want to come. It's like following the sheep. So that's kind of the world that we're becoming into. They're using streamers to do other stuff other than just stream videos. Then they got them pushing agendas because they know when you have a big influence, they want you to do what they pretty much what the boss tells you to do. So the boss says, "I want you to do this type of song, do this type of music." They have to say either yes, and if they say no, they're not going to go but so far. So that's kind of the streaming thing. Just like streamers are using them for other platforms now. It's not even just streaming on Twitch anymore. It's they're using these so-called celebrities for other stuff now. So they got them doing side projects, whatever's hot, whatever's trending. And we know jail is always a big topic of discussion, so that's why they had to act like they were jail inmates to try to push it. But I think that's wrong, guys, because you got a lot of people that are actually really locked up that are looking at these influencers like, why the heck are they doing this? You know what I mean? So it's the people behind the scenes, man. They're the ones that are telling them what to do, and I think that's the problem I have with this celebrity stuff is that they always have that one person pretty much do what they're told, but at the same time, it fires back on them. So if they have like a relative that's in jail or something like that, that stuff would mess me up. Like, why are you having an influencer act like he's in jail? And that's my argument. Like, you know what I mean? There's people really in jail right now dealing with a lot. And I don't know if you guys heard, but on the news in Atlanta, there was a jail inmate that passed away from bed bugs. You know what I mean? Stories like that make you like cringe. Like, what's going on? So I just think that their best bet is to either say no when it comes to these offers because once they get like partnership deals and stuff like that, that's when they give out all that money and they're like, okay, so this is the money that we're giving you. You better do what we're told. So that's how they try to get people in through the money, like $5 million contracts, things like that. And I've been studying that stuff for a while. We knew a lot about the industry when we were younger, so this ain't new to us. You know what I mean? It's just getting worse now. They're trying to figure out how they're gonna stay relevant by doing other stuff. So I think that's the problem I have with our generation right now. They're pretty much like desperate for all that money, but they know eventually it's gonna backfire. You got to make a sacrifice. You got to do something that's zesty as well. So a lot of these people that if they want to move up, that's the sad part. They got to do stuff that they don't want to do, and they're not gonna tell you anything. They're just gonna laugh and be like, "No, I didn't do that. Where did you get that information?" But they know the industry is not fair, man. You can't just get so-called big as like an MJ or Drake without doing some stuff that you don't want to do. And I talk to people all the time about this. I'm like, it just doesn't make no sense to me. Like, how the heck are they getting all these deals and all this attention? Even after like one of the guys I took a picture with, shout out to DC Youngfly, but after his relative, after his partner passed away, this guy got a freaking movie role. You know what I mean? And then he got another show. So I was just like, this don't make no sense. So after he made the thing that he did, that's when I was like, I knew there was something up because he was getting all these movies lined up, and he had like a tour lined up. This guy had like another show offer. Like they were giving him like pretty much all these goodies after the sacrifice of Jackie. So it just makes you think like coming in this game ain't fair, and I wish they could change the ways of uh, how they do things, but they can't because they know that are we going to trust this person? Are we going to hold him accountable? You know what I mean? Like he's the guy that's the bread. He's the breadwinner. So their managers are the ones that have to make money by putting these influencers and other stuff. And I think that's what bugs me, guys. But other than that, though, you guys should check that video out. It was a great video. 14 minutes long. That's it. Kaicenat is pushing the prison agenda. Simple title, simple as it goes. But let me know what you guys think. And don't forget, like, subscribe, share, comment. Stay tuned for more. We got a lot coming. So, just hold on tight. Share whatever video that you want to your friends, your family. Check out my new song as well because Groovy is definitely a different song compared to my songs I did in the past. So, hope you guys like it. Like, subscribe, share, comment. Bye.